We're going to go with Pittsburgh at the Rangers. That's the first game tonight, 4 o'clock Pacific time, puck drops, 7 o'clock Eastern time, puck drops. Penguins own a 1-0 lead after a thrilling 4-3 over triple overtime win in game one. Let's take a look at the number. New York minus $1.60. That's been bet up from minus $1.40, which is not surprising. We'll talk about that later. 5.5 over minus 30. That's been holding steady. Goaltending tonight, which is why this number has been bet up. Louis DoMingue will get the start for Pittsburgh, or at least expected to get the start for Pittsburgh tonight against Shesterkin. And that's probably why this number has gone from the opening number of minus $1.40 to $1.60. And you know, look, we've been doing this a long time to know that when it looks too easy, you usually just go the other way. And while Louis DoMingue is a guy that you think you want to go against most of the time, this is, if you look closer at his numbers, he does pretty well when he's playing on better teams. And I think you're getting tremendous value with a team that knows that the Rangers had no answers for their top line. Sidney Crosby was by far the best player on the ice in game one. And then until that changes, until I see the Rangers come back and shut that line down, Pittsburgh is always going to be a live dog, especially in this spot when you're giving me a plus $1.40. I don't think the final score was an indication of how much Pittsburgh actually controlled play. Ever since that goaltender interference, from that point on, where the Rangers didn't take the lead late in the game, I thought Pittsburgh had the control of this game throughout. I mean, there was never a time where I felt like, hey, the Rangers are really going to control this 5-on-5 in the Pittsburgh end. It was always Pittsburgh, and I thought it was just a matter of time. And the Rangers, as they did during the regular season, really leaned on Shesterkin to pull this game out. But they didn't do that, and Pittsburgh takes a 1-0 lead at MSG in a place that they've really had no problem winning in the past. And before we start burying the Penguins and Louis DoMingue, this guy's an 8-year veteran. He's got stuck in Arizona. He got stuck in New Jersey. When he's had a chance to play with the better teams, he's been pretty good. And they don't need him to be anything other than pretty good. He played well with Tampa. He's played well for Pittsburgh in his couple games that we've seen him with the Pens. His less than average numbers have really been solidified by that start in Arizona, which, buries everybody that goes through the Coyotes organization. From a defensive standpoint, you couldn't have asked anything more from Pittsburgh. They didn't have one D-man with a negative plus-minus in game one. Brian Dumoulin and Chris Letang, absolutely fantastic. Over 83 minutes in that game. I think Pittsburgh not only dominated from a top-line standpoint, but I think defensively they played extremely well in game one, and I expect that to go into game two as well. So let's take a look at tonight's official selection. I don't think anything changes in game two. The public is overreacting to an injury, as they usually do. That gives us a terrific plus money spot. I think the Rangers are a little better overall as a team, but history will tell us that we need to see more from the Rangers, who have been very good or who haven't been very good in the postseason when they're expected to win. In fact, they've dropped 8 of their last 11 playoff games as a favorite, of course, going back to previous seasons. So I need to see more of a maturity process for the Rangers. We may get that tonight, but we certainly didn't get that in game one. So we're going to take the Penguins plus $1.40 in game two.